Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have the Freego Mini Fat Tire Bike. So guys, when Freego hit me up and said they wanted to send me their kids bike, I was like, a kid's bike? It's gonna be like the K1D. This thing is nothing like the K1D. Okay, so I know what everybody wants to see first is top speed, so we're gonna get that out of the way first. I'm gonna put the GoPro on my chest and we're gonna get on this bike. All right guys, so as you see, there's no pedals, so there's no way I can kind of assist it. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, smashing the throttle. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21, 23, 24, 5, 26, 27, and 30. This is where it starts to go downhill. So I got it up to 30. Obviously I have a full battery, so it's a fresh charge on a full battery. Speaking of that, 6 miles in with a full battery charge, we're gonna see how far we get on a charge before this thing's just about dead. Full charge, 6 miles in, we'll see how many miles we get at the end. This little bike is powered by a 500 watt, 800 watt peak motor in the rear and a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery that's removable. It also fits on the other bikes that they sell, so it's great. If you have another Freego bike, you can swap out the batteries. Also, they're not marketing it at this point as a kid's bike. It's a mini fat tire bike. Right now we're going about 23.5 miles an hour and we're gonna in a slight incline. So the only thing that concerns me about any bike that doesn't have pedals is if you're going up a hill enough, like we are now, we're slowing down a bit. What am I gonna do? Use my feet like a Flintstone to pedal this thing? As far as suspension goes, there is no rear suspension, but it does have front suspension on the front fork, which is not adjustable though. It also comes with a front headlight and a rear tail light. The rear tail light will light up a little brighter when you hit the brakes. So this bike has 16 by 3 inch tires. So let's see how it handles the grass. Whoop. All right, full throttling on the grass, 10 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour. It does a lot better when it's not in the grass, that's for sure. It'll actually get up to, like you guys saw, up to almost 30 miles an hour when it's just going on the actual street. Now this is a cool bike, I think, if you have like a kid who's wanting to get a small e-bike, maybe your kid's like 10, 11 years old, and then you also want to have a bike that you can actually ride while you have your kids in school and you want to have something fun to play around on, because this thing is actually pretty fun. I am actually highly surprised. I kind of was just like, oh, I'll just give this to my son, and right now it's gonna stay as my bike. It's just kind of fun to rip around. I'm just really curious to see how much range we do get. But I am kind of surprised about the seat being a little more comfortable than I expected to, since it is such a small bike. This is no Tapia seat, but it's still nice for a stock seat. Way better than the one that comes on my Talaria. That thing is just horrible. One thing that's cool is you can put it into like a kid mode and just put the assist down, and then it'll only go up to like 15 miles an hour max. And then if you're an adult riding it, you just turn the assist all the way up, and then you have the full potential of the bike. Or as your kid gets more used to and comfortable with this bike, then it would be able just to turn it up as opposed to having to buy them a new bike that goes a little faster. Also, speaking of an adult riding it, it says it can hold up to 264 pounds. I don't know why it's 264 and not 265, but if you're under 264, apparently you can ride this bike and not have any issue. Also, I hadn't found anything on the website, but there's like a cruise control method on here. So if you hold the throttle long enough, it puts a little clock above where the power sign is, and then you don't have to hold the throttle anymore. It'll literally just keep that speed until you hit the brakes. All right, we are gonna figure out how to get this thing in cruise control, because it's happened to me twice without me knowing it's happening. So I think it's just holding the throttle for a certain amount of time. I couldn't find anything on the website about the cruise control, at least under the Fat Tire mini bike that they have. So we're holding it. I know at a certain point it'll just have a little clock pop on over the power mode. Let's see if we can see that. There it is. Okay, the clock is on over the power mode. If I take my thumb off of the throttle, look, no hands, we're going. I guess you could like ride and, you know, text. I don't recommend that. Read a book, I probably don't recommend that either. But it's nice if you're just going like straight and you just want to like not have to worry about anything. You could just keep your hands doing whatever. Now to cancel it, all you have to do is simply just tap the brake, and now it slows all the way down until you hit the throttle again. So I think it's about 10-15 seconds of constant throttle, and then it just turns on that. I'm not sure if there's a setting you can turn that off. If I find that out, I will put it in the comment section below. I'm just gonna keep riding around. It says on the website I should get somewhere between 15 to 40 miles on a charge, depending on the terrain, probably the weight of the rider and everything like that. So we're just gonna keep cruising until I can get this battery to kind of get down there. I really wanna see the capability of this battery. Now there is two options on the website. One of them is a 10 amp hour battery and one of them is a 15 amp hour battery. And I think there's about $150 difference between the two. However, you can use the link in my description to save yourself 50 bucks off of either one of those. I think when people see me riding on this thing, they wonder if I stole my son's bike. And then they wonder why it's going as fast as a normal, regular Class 2 e-bike, but there's no pedals. So it's kind of funny though. It's not as small as a K1D. It's definitely bigger than a K1D. The handlebars are actually higher than the Roadrunner Pro that I have. So it's kind of in between the size of a K1D and a Roadrunner Pro. This should do some damage to the battery. We're gonna take it up a pretty steep incline. I'm sure that the little cruise control icon is gonna pop in any second here. We're just gonna keep holding the throttle. And yeah, this hill is definitely one of those hills that like even an RX, like a stock Super 73 RX would struggle on for sure. As you can see, this is also struggling, and I don't have any pedals. So we've been holding the throttle for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I don't know where the cruise control mechanism pops on at. But we're going up the hill at a solid 10 miles an hour. I know like on the RX, I would definitely have to be pedaling with it. Oh, we just lost our first battery bar. So now we're down one blip and we've got 10 miles. So we're 4 miles in. So yep, the battery bar is back. So we stopped hitting the throttle for a minute, but this thing hauls. We're going 29 miles an hour on this flat street right now, and we've already got almost 5 miles in. 30 miles an hour, 31. So this thing is as fast as like an RX, a stock RX or a Super 73 ZX or anything like that. Same as like a P51. It's got the same top speed as those other bikes do, and it's $1,000. And it's small and inconspicuous and can fit into your trunk easier than most bikes. You don't need to put this on a bike rack. You could definitely fit this in the back of a sedan. So I'm really, really surprised about how fun this bike is actually to ride. If you guys made it this far in the video, please think about hitting the thumbs up and subscribing if you guys haven't already subscribed. Got a video coming out on the Rivian R1T truck. That should be pretty cool. I also have a couple other bikes that are on their way, so I will have quite a bit of content coming. Plus I want to do another kind of a re-review of the P51 Bullet. I've done quite a bit of modifications to that bike. I also wonder what the battery degradation will be like as it starts to lose battery bars. Are we going to have like a lot less power going up hills? Top speed I'm sure will be affected. So now I've gone 6 miles and I still can't kill the battery. Can't get rid of any of the battery bars. This thing is a tank. Oh, did I tell you guys it has a bell? Still hitting 30, no problem. This one's showing 2 bars down as we're under full throttle, but we're cooking right now. We are really cooking. Okay guys, so we are now 10 miles in. Pretty nice view. 10 miles in. The battery bar has got 2 little things gone. I'm about 7 or 8 miles away from my house, so I thought I would try to ride back and see where it is by the time I get back to the house. We're at half battery, but this pedal biker, he's keeping up. 22, 23 miles an hour. I haven't passed him yet. I also have had to slow down for oncoming traffic on this bike path, but this might be my opportunity to pass him. Let's see. Does the Freego mini fat tire bike have enough oomph? We'll see. 25, 26, 27, 27. All right, he's going a solid 25, but we're going 28, baby. We're going 28. So we are in full cook mode right now, passing spandex riders on a little mini bike. Smash the like, guys, if you guys got this far. We're gonna make it home, I really hope, before the battery goes to 0. We have 2 bars left under load, probably 3 bars if I take the thumb throttle off. We are cooking on cruise control. As you see, I don't even have to touch the throttle right now at all. I'm able just to kind of cruise, and I still have control. Is that what cruise control stands for? I have no fucking clue. A solid 29 miles an hour on cruise control. 11 miles into the ride, we had gone up and down a lot of hills, steep hills, and I weigh just under 170 pounds. If you're a kid riding this thing, you're gonna get way more range, or if you're a lighter adult, not as heavy as me. Let's go for it. Let's go for it, dude. Let's go for it. I gotta push it because I have no pedals. Can't believe this thing goes as fast as it goes for being so small. I gotta say, I'm kind of getting used to this cruise control situation. It's actually pretty nice. It's one of those things that you don't know that you want it until you've never had it, and then you try it and you're like, oh, that's freaking cool. Update is 12 miles in, still got the 2 battery bars, under cruise control, and we're straight mobbing. Okay, so now we are back on a hill, and with the battery being at 2 bars left, it's a pretty steep hill, I can't lie. In fact, with the Super 73 RX, you're not making it up this hill without pedaling. We don't have pedals. We are at 6 miles an hour. We probably look like a clown bike going up this hill at that speed. But it's going, it stays at, oh, we almost killed it right there. I gotta put my foot down and push just a second here. We're just under 14 miles of riding a lot of hills and top speed. I've been thumb throttle all the way down the whole time, or cruise control, which is also basically top speed. It's going slower now. It's definitely going slower, but I expect that. Like I said, I weigh just under 170 pounds. So, however, once we crested that hill right there, I'm starting to feel it pumping again. Got the cruise control back on again, but we're back to going, be able 20 miles an hour. Let's see, 21, 22. This is a pretty straight, flat street. 24. So as long as you're not going up hills, once you're down into the 2 battery bar range, you're still getting, what is it, 27, 28 miles an hour. Like I said, if this was for a kid, they could probably ride like 40 miles and still have battery left. You guys, I really don't know what to say. We're 15 miles in, I still got the 2 battery bars. I feel like my GoPro is gonna die before the damn bike's gonna die. And I've been going up as many hills and down as many hills as possible. So I think this is pretty much gonna say that it can get at least 20 miles with an adult on a full charge. And if it was a kid, you'd probably be looking at at least 40 miles on a charge. So who is this bike for? Kind of like I said before, if you guys have a kid, maybe somewhere in the age of 8 to 12 who wants an e-bike, and you want to be able to limit it to 15 miles an hour, or also be able to let it go up to about 28 to 30 miles an hour, and then also have a bike that you could ride that's like kind of a mini bike that's actually kind of fun. I feel like the cops aren't going to screw with me, even though like they really care about pedals everywhere, especially here, and this doesn't have pedals. But because it's like so small, I could just be like, but sir, it's my kid's bike. I was just making sure that the brakes are working properly or something like that. Again, about $1,000, link in the description and save you 50. I don't know what else to say about this thing. I was actually pleasantly surprised with how this bike rides, how far you get on a charge. The seat, as I was saying, the seat's more comfortable than I expected. After 16, 17 miles on this thing now, you know, my buns are not as happy as they would be on maybe a custom seat, but for a kid, this thing would be rad. And then for an adult to ride it like on the weekend or something. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh yeah, shout out to Freego for always hooking it up with a bunch of dope bikes.